It is estimated that there are around 30,000 bee species worldwide, of which about 1,200 species occur in South Africa. Bees pollinate about 80% of all flowering plants and 75% of the vegetables, fruits, and nuts we eat. Johan Dutoy explains how easy it is to create safe places for bees and help save the environment.
This is our solitary bee hotel. So you've just got to create safe spaces for them, and they can literally, it's like they've got a radar. They lay their eggs here, they go, but the new generation comes back to this exact same spot, and they will breed out in this spot. You've got smaller types of solitary bee there, and they will go into those smaller. It's not a fly, that is a bee. So if you can create in your garden literally untreated piece of wood, different size of holes, and you'll see different. There's a leaf cutter, somebody that another one that uses something else smaller. There's one already coming out, there's one coming out. So if you can increase the amount of insect load or the amount of insects, everything else will follow. All the little lizards, the spiders, all the other things, the entire ecosystem grows into the little birds. Two things we don't have here. We've got hawks flying, so we don't have a lot of crows that destroys the bird life, and we have ridgebacks, so there's no cats. And now we've got 3 different types of sunbirds. We've got robins, shrikes, this a lot. There's no pollinators, we don't have food. So if you want a garden that is nothing, it is just cement and concrete, that is good for you, and if something bothers me, just use poison. But in the long run, all the poisons goes into the groundwater, it goes into the soil, it's absorbed by our plants, it's absorbed by our food. So if you want a healthier lifestyle, these are like little policemen. If you don't see them anymore, there's too much poisons everywhere. What type of lifestyle do you want? What do I give back? I want to be able to say, you know, I've generated an ecosystem, and you can't say, but you can't create it here because it's the rate that ecosystems are destroyed. You can just as well do your little part and create a bee hotel and plant the bee-friendly plants, and everything else will come. If I've got that variety of little insects, little policemen, it means the microorganisms in the ground is also healthy. You know, if there's systematic poison in the ground, it's coming up in the flowers. So if these small insects does all their part in an entire ecosystem. This is a log we've just drilled holes in, and you can see the amount of solitary bees that has moved in here. The more solitary bees, the more birds there'll be. Like I said, more insects. It's a totally healthier setup. Look, there's not a lot of sunlight here. The flowers need sunlight for the nectar generating. Okay, but we've got perennial basil, we've got French lavender, we've got pink salvia, we've got the various types of aloes coming in. So there needs to be thousands of flowers for honeybees to generate and to be healthy. And it needs to be a variety of food source. They've got a very diverse diet. And if you look at the smaller insects, it's not flies. See those small? Those are solitary bees. There's very, very small ones. Those are all solitary bees. There's also pollinators. The arborescens has got one of the highest pollen and nectar. It is a 4 nectar and a 4 pollen. But most aloes has got that. The arborescens is one of the aloes that blooms the earliest in the winter. The rest follows. The merloti follows, the pheros follows, and the Daviana flowers latest. Flowers the latest. Strelitzia, very good for the bees. That flower is called Anasadontia, very hardy. It's flowering in the winter. The bylaws on keeping bees, especially in Centurion, is very strict. You need to be 100 meters away from your neighbors, and the area has to be cordoned off. So we've created this little garden, cordoned off. The bees are on a specific stand. I've lifted them so that they fly out higher. Most of bee stings, I'm in the way of the bee flying back to the hive. Check out the amount of bees coming in, and then you'll see on their feet, some has got a reddish pollen, which is the aloe pollen, and then you'll see some of them are totally covered in green. That is the Ruslantia, the career trees are pushing out pollen, and that's normally 42 days before spring. So I think we're going to have an early spring this year. it's still nice and warm, but check the amount of pollen that's coming in from the different type of bees. You'll see there's some that is totally covered in that greenish, that is a Carrea or Ruslantia tree. The different types of hives contributes, it's a winter flower, so there's a lot of pollen in these small flowers and they are extremely hardy. This aloe is a cross between a pheros and an arborescens, so it grows totally different. The Davianas blooms later. Check out these hives coming out. This flower is called a Chinese lantern, a lot of nectar and pollen as well. These are newly established, so I still hope to see them produce maximum where the bees just go for them. It's called a Kigelaria or Cachalaria, and some of the butterflies eat exclusively from this tree. So if you want butterflies in your garden, you've got to have a Kigelaria, Cachalaria, however you pronounce it, this one.